What's up, everyone? This is Valid Palindrome, LeetCode 125. I've done this problem in Python, but we're going to do it in C++ now. So basically, a phrase is a palindrome after converting all the uppercase letters into lowercase letters and removing non-alphanumeric characters. It reads the same forward and backwards. Alphanumeric characters include letters and numbers. So given a string s, return true if it's a palindrome, false otherwise. So yeah, basically we have this input string, right? Remove anything that's not a character and not a number, and we get this, and it reads the same forward and backwards, right? So it would be a palindrome. So we return true. This is not a palindrome, right? Because we have an E here, but no E here. So not a palindrome. Doesn't read the same forward as backwards. So in this problem, we're going to use pointers, right? We're going to start a left pointer at the left of the string and a right pointer at the end of the string. We're basically going to move towards the middle, right? And compare the characters. If we hit a character that's not alphanumeric, we basically keep shifting the pointer until we hit a character that's alphanumeric. When both the left pointer and the right pointer are pointing at alphanumeric characters, we compare if they're equal. If they're not equal, we return false, because they wouldn't be a palindrome at that point, right? So yeah, pretty simple explanation, or pretty straightforward solution. We're gonna do it a little bit more complicated though, because I'm going to do everything manually without built-in functions, because I don't know, in certain interviews you might not be allowed to use built-in functions, so I'm going to show you what you would do. Okay, so let's set our pointers, right? One at the start, one at the end. I want to say while left is less than right. Oops, we're not using Python, we're using C++. We're going to say if not alphanumeric for the left character. Now, this alphanumeric is actually going to be a function that we're going to implement. Okay. Now, if you wanted to use a built-in function, right? You would do something like this. You would basically return is num_c, something like that, right? We're not going to do that though. We're going to do everything manually. So we would say if c is greater than capital A and c is less than equal to z, sure we wrap everything in parentheses. And we're going to say this. This would be 0 less than greater than c is less than equal to 9. Yeah. Making sure I have everything right. Yeah. So basically we're checking if these are all or statements, right? So we return true if c is a capital letter, a lowercase letter, or a number. Okay. Yeah, that's all we're doing. So we're basically implementing this algorithm, this built-in function manually. That's all we're doing. So if at the left pointer, wherever the left pointer is at, if that's not an alphanumeric character, then just shift the left pointer by 1, right? Else if this would be this again, but for the right pointer, that would be a case where we shift the right pointer to the left towards the center, right? Now, else, this would be a case where they both point to alphanumeric characters, so compare them. Okay. So we're going to say auto left is equal to s of l. Auto right is equal to s of r. And the reason we do auto here is because we don't know if the characters are letters or numbers, so we're going to use auto. It's kind of ambiguous because they could be numbers, right? And here we're going to say this. what we're doing here is basically if we have an uppercase letter, convert it to lowercase. And the reason this works is because the ASCII values for lowercase letters are 32 ASCII values above whatever the uppercase letters are. So if we have like an F and we add 32 to the ASCII value, we get the lowercase representation, okay? That's all we're doing. Basically, if we have an uppercase letter, convert to a lowercase letter. And the reason we're doing that is because, look at example 1, right? The left pointer would be here, and the right pointer would be here. When we compare this to this, we would return false. But we shouldn't return false, right? Because look at our palindrome, right? So it should be something like this. So we're just converting all uppercase letters into lowercase letters. So when we compare, we get the expected answer, okay? Then down here, we're gonna do the same, except we're gonna do it for the right. Okay. If it's a number, obviously, we'll never enter this if statement, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, if left in, now we have, if they're lowercase letters, we convert, if they're uppercase, we converted them to lowercase. So now let's compare the two characters, right? If they're not equal, that'd be a case where we return false. Because if we have something like, let's say this A was a Z, we compare Z to A. If they're not equal, so we return false because it can't be a palindrome at that point, right? So yeah. Now, if we don't return false, that means they are equal. So we didn't run into any issues. So we shift the pointers over. And down here would be where we down here, this would be the end of the while loop. So if we exit the while loop without a problem, we return true because it is a palindrome, because we never return false, right? So yeah, this problem isn't this complicated because you can use built-in functions to kind of solve this problem a little bit easier, and use like built-in functions to automatically convert the characters to oh man, what am I doing? Whatever. You can automatically convert the characters to uppercase and lowercase using built-in functions as well. But yeah, I'm just doing it all manually because in a certain interview you might be asked to do it all manually. So yeah. Basically, I'm just showing you what you would do if in an interview asked you to implement everything manually. So I hope this helped. Let me scroll down, actually give you a clear view of my solution. So this is my solution. Basically all manual, no built-in functions, right? We implemented this function down here. So I hope this helped. And yeah, we're just basically using the ASCII values to do all this checking, or to basically check that C is alphanumeric, right? That's all we're doing. And shifting by 32 to convert uppercase into lowercase for the comparison. So anyways, I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.